Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of Hermit Sky. In the last episode, the Megasode, I spent 5 days recording that video or doing stuff in this world, and I'm so excited to now continue and sort of start connecting things up together. And what we're going to be working on today, at least in the beginning here, is to pull a sort of main cable through the base, because as we grow upwards in this skyscraper or doomscraper, we're gonna need to send items back down. I also want to get this up and running as we do that. So we have been using the Ender IO cables so far, which are by far or usually the absolute best cables. These cables here, they transfer things instantly from this point to this point. There's no travel time, they're good for lag, and you can fit many cables in one go. The only problem with them is that they're pretty boring looking. They're pretty boring looking. So I want to try and create my favorite item ducts or item transportation cables, these things here from Thermal Foundation, and we're only going to use this as sort of the main cable. We're not necessarily going to be not using these for when we need to use them, but I kind of want to see all the items traveling down into our warehouse, which is down here. So as we get more farms, I want to see items transported, if that makes sense. I think that just, I don't know, I've always been like it, I really like it. So we're going to try and create these guys, the impulse item ducts, because one thing that is problematic with the ones we've used previously is that they're very, very slow. So the impulse item ducts are, how do I see this? It's here. They're item ducts filled with glowstone, energized glowstone. So we may have to go and mine some glowstone. The item ducts are hardened glass with tin, which isn't really a problem because hardened glass is actually something that I've already prepared a little bit. It's just pulverized obsidian and pulverized lead in an induction smelter. So I actually went ahead and built this machine, and I think, yeah, I upgraded it as well. So we got that going. That's very good. And tin, well, actually, I may have mined some more now though, but I didn't have super much. Yeah, I have a lot now. Okay. All of these, by the way, are tin blocks that are chiseled. And when I did that, I had my last stack of tin blocks. So I wasn't sure how much I had restocked, but the miner has been doing its thing. So this will give us a lot of item ducts. Sweet. And already these are a lot cooler in my opinion than these, because we can see items being transported from one edge to another. And since I get a lot of people that want to know how things work in modded Minecraft, because a lot of you guys are new to modded Minecraft, I thought I'd show you. So actually, let's break that. Let's put that there so we can compare these two. So first of all, this cable, like I said, is a lot better. It's a lot faster. It's a lot better. The only thing you need to do is right click this, extract always active, and then have a destination. So insert. They can also go on several different channels. So if this would be blue, this has nowhere to go. So if I put an item in here, nothing happens. But if I then put this to blue, those items will be sucked out. Eventually, they should be sucked out and go in here. Did I do this correctly? Oh, I put the insert to blue. I need to put the extract to blue, and there they go. And now they're in there. So this is a very, very, very good cable, and it's also very quick. And as you guys know, the extraction upgrades that we've done in the past will increase the speed or the amount of items it extracts upon extraction. These item ducts are a little bit different. First of all, to do anything with them or to pull out of an inventory, you need servos, so we can install a servo there. And this is the basic slow servo. We also then need to make sure that it's not redstone controlled, but because by default this requires a redstone signal, but we can ignore that. And now this is also going to pull items out, and it does so at 8 at a time. But as you can see, they're not instantly coming in here. We can see them transported in the pipe, which, like I said, I just think that looks so very cool. But the drawback is that this is super slow. It's absolutely super slow. So one thing we have done in the past is we upgrade the servos, and that makes the extraction of the items quicker, but it doesn't really make the sending of the items quicker. So that's why we're going to make them impulse item ducts using some glowstone. So we're going to need to craft up a fluid transposer. One of these bad boys should not be a problem really. 2 copper gears, and that should be all we need. Very nice. Fluid transposer. I probably also want to upgrade this thing, and at the moment my storage system, because I don't have a storage system really, it takes a little bit of time for me to craft things. So that's the only drawback. I have a reinforced upgrade. I need the Invar one though. Yeah, everything is sort of a little bit spread out at the moment. but that's okay. Then I'm gonna want some gold. Let's just grab a stack of that as well. And I'm gonna want to make an augment so that it's a little bit quicker, like so. Very nice. All right, and then right now I have this energy cable here. I didn't say that last time, but that was to power the builder for when I copied it. So I powered it directly from our base. So now we also need to smelt the glowstone down. We can't just use this thing. To smelt it down, we're gonna need another machine. But let me put this here for the moment being, and that's gonna be powering up. The other machine we need is a Magma Crucible. Those of you who've been playing modded for a while, you know all of these things. You know what it takes. These are getting to become pretty old school at the moment. Oh, and we got a quest for this one. Why did we not get a quest for the other machine? I'm pretty sure. Oh, Induction, Magma Fluid. Yeah, we got all of them. They were gated. Okay, so if we put the Magma Crucible on the side here and extract to that side. So that's the fluid, and then we can import from, yeah, we'll just import from the side on this one. I'm blocking my entrance here, which is not great. That's the stupidest place ever. I'll just have to make a temporary little thing here. And because I will lose those blocks, I'm just going to store them there. Anyway, let's go ahead and upgrade this guy. Boop and boop. Very good. So these are now upgraded to the first here. And then we grab some glowstone, which, like I said earlier, we may have to go mine. We have 64. I did actually go last episode and mine some of this because it's needed for the lights that I made. But let's put a stack in here that should get sucked in here, and very slowly this turns it into fluid glowstone, and then this thing will make our cables. So that is done, and it should be sent in here. Oh, I need to accept it. Yep, there we go. And as you can see, I think one block makes 5. I may want to upgrade this side or this thing to the next level because I have one of those upgrades. You can become a reinforced machine, and as soon as this fills up with power, this is going to speed up significantly. But they are cool. They throttle with power, so the less power you have in them, the less or the slower they work, which I think is really cool. All right, sweet. So now we have some of these. As they're cooking up, let's have a look at the difference. So let's connect this up. Let's use the same garbage servo. So the extraction speed is not upgraded. And yeah, there they go. There they go. That extraction upgrade is really bad with that servo. As you can see, anyway, it's a lot quicker. It's still not instant. It's still not instant, but we can see the items travel. And I don't know if this is just me. I'm a big fan of just being able to see items. So when we have all of our farms connected, we'll be able to kind of see items traveling through our base, which I think is going to be absolutely great. So I guess that leaves us with the next big sort of problem. That isn't necessarily a problem, but the next big thing. And that is, where do we pull this cable? Because it needs to be able to go through all the different floors all the way down to the warehouse, and then it needs to be connected up, I suppose, under the floor to this and whatever digital storage we come up with, or whatever storage we end up having over here. And I mean, since this is the entrance, the thing that makes most sense is to have this cable. Oh my goodness, I keep doing that. The biggest thing that makes sense is to have this cable dead center in the back of the base. So I think we can start by testing that. That would mean that I'm gonna need to punch through the actual bonsai room here though, but I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. Oh, and I realized my first derp. The basement is actually smaller. Yeah, I didn't measure this out very well last time. It's actually smaller than the rest of the base, but that's okay. Because I guess what we can do is pull this cable like this. I want it visible. I don't want it in the wall here. So if I pull the cable like this, and then we go underneath, that should be fine. I need to extend my basement, my super basement platform a little bit. I really like this, by the way. I built so many modded bases, but I really like the idea of having just a glass layer underneath everything where you can sort of come in and be the mechanic that you've always dreamt about being. That was the weirdest thing I've ever said, but never mind. Okay, so that cable comes out there. So right here, I would just run this cable. It actually doesn't need to come down that way. It needs to go into this thing. But here we have our first issue. Yes, that is a bit of a problem. we can't put that in the same block space. So I need to actually have this cable come there. Okay, that's fine. So the way this works is we're gonna have to try and send, if nothing that's in the cable can go in these doors, it's gonna continue to travel. And it's gonna go by the nearest first principle unless we tell it else or to do something else. So I guess if we do that and then bring it back here, highly temporarily, what we're gonna do is just put that up through the floor. Gotta make sure it doesn't connect to like this crafting bench, because otherwise that crafting bench actually has an inventory, the Tinker's one, so that will actually connect up there. Yeah, doesn't look fancy from down there, but I don't really mind that. I do mind it up here though, so we're gonna have to do a little bit of work to make it work from above here, so it doesn't look, yeah, like this. Oh, and we should also put a temporary chest here. This will illustrate or demonstrate. I don't know what this is, by the way. I crafted it up thinking it was a trash can, because it says it's called something with a trash can. Trapdoor bin. But I don't really know what it is. I don't really know what it does. Yeah, anyway, so we have the chest there. That's going to be temporary. That's our end storage at the moment. Luckily for us, there is a good way of dealing with these cables called structural ducts. These things here. And that's just iron and lead. Super, super easy peasy. And I could just grab nuggets immediately now. I don't have to actually craft them because of my super compacting drawers of doom. So put that in there with that around it. That gives me those. I made way too many. Crap. Okay, let's just put this away for a second. So I put the wrong thing away. So what you can do is you can take a block and a structure duct and make covers. So we're going to make a few out of stone, and I believe we also need a few out of wood for now. And then these, we can simply cover up our cables. Nice. And you can also do this to make them pierce through the floor, which is awesome. I need another one of the panel thing. And if you use multi-texture blocks, these usually work to connect. Unfortunately, I did derp there, so I'm gonna need... Ooh, no, I still have some of this. I am low on the other bark though, so we're gonna need to grow another one of those massive trees. But yeah, that's what we're gonna do. And then over here, of course, we need to make this guy into 6 of those. Cover that up. Yeah, that looks really, really cool. I like it. And that connects that cable up to the top floor at the moment. And we should be able to, from there, just keep running this cable upwards. And that's just going to look awesome. And then every floor, of course, that needs this cable, we can just bridge off of. And we can even do that inside the floor if we want to hide it, which is nice. But I think the main thing I want is to be able to see the cable as I sort of go through the base and see items traveling through it. We're going to need to be able to mass produce good servos because, yeah, these basic servos are not going to cut it. So that's something we have to look into. And I just realized I should be able to do this as a temporary little chest that sends stuff down into our storage. And right now I know that we have all the ingots. Well, maybe not Invar. If I sent Invar down, redstone we should be able to send down. Invar should then end up in this temporary chest over here. With all the crap that I put in it. Yeah, there it comes. Boop. That's so cool. No, why is the gold going here? No, why is everything going here? That should not happen. For goodness sake. I guess it's a valid location, but it should really go nearest first. So there is another cable called a dense item duct, which is basically just taking one of these and combining it with some lead or lead nuggets. And what this cable does is that it drastically increases the path length. So that means if I would put this cable here, the system will think that this is a lot further away than this chest. And I wonder if it's like considering it to be the same length at the moment. So if I do this now, it definitely should not go into that chest. It shouldn't be needed because it's still further away, but let's see what happens. Gold goes in there. Yep. No, copper! You stupid idiot. What are you doing, dude? And it only seems to happen when I'm sending two different types of items that goes into the same end storage. So let's send lead and copper. Lead should definitely go in, but copper may skip. Again, we'll see. They come, lead goes in, lead goes in, copper skips ×2. What the heck, man? Why? That sucks. So if I disconnect this completely, last test now. If I disconnect this completely and send... Ah, for goodness sake, I have some redstone. and I send my items down this line. Now, it should definitely not go anywhere else but in here, because it doesn't have any other destination. It may go forward and then come back. There's our copper. Yeah, you see how much slower this is with the redstone? Yeah, it only started sending it now because it found a destination for it. Quite frankly, that is the stupidest thing I've ever seen. The cables are basically too smart for their own good. They're too smart for their own good. We can fix this though. I have a solution in mind. Not a pretty one, but yet a solution. What we're gonna do is simply do something like this. We'll break this down here. this is garbachillo. We're gonna do a buffer chest. We're gonna take away all of these things, and then down here we're gonna put a buffer crate so that everything has a valid destination as we send it, because that's the final plan anyway. And then we'll just put one of these Ender IO cables here. We're gonna extract on blue, because that's what I have selected here for some reason. No, that actually is cyan. Is that cyan? Cyan? Yep. Extract always active. We're gonna stack this full of extract speed upgrades. I don't think we need quite that many, but let's put 8 in there. And then I guess we'll have to pull this cable all the way to that to our future storage. So now let's put our chest here again. Insert, and again needs to be cyan. Very important that we keep the same colors. Ender pearl, boop. Electrum, gold, and the extraction upgrades. The electrum should go into that end chest, and the extraction upgrades as well. The rest should find their way now. So everything comes down. So you can see they are sent a bit quicker as well, because they all have a destination. And yeah, there's our electrum and extraction. Everything else went into the drawers. I mean, it's a workaround. It shouldn't be required. The cables are a little bit too smart for their own good in this case, but whatever. You know, when you play a lot in one episode, you forget a little bit of things that I did do as well. I did make myself an eye chisel, which is just very, very nice if you chisel a lot of blocks at once. That's the last upgraded chisel. You make it out of a diamond one like that. And I also gave myself the saturation from the ability totems. And I mean, I've been complaining about these ability totems quite a bit, but I gotta say, I have yet to eat a single apple since I installed it. I'm just getting my food restored over and over and over again, which is very convenient. I'm not gonna lie, it's very, very convenient. I really, really like it. All right, so the next thing we should do today is try and get this thing to work. Goodbye, Zombert. Yeah, we should try and get this thing to work and hooked up to our system, so we have our very first farm connected. And I'm not really sure how I want to do this, but basically, as we remember, a bonsai pot on top of an inventory will grow the tree, whatever you have planted, and it will put it into the chest below, as you can see right here. That's true for any inventory, not just the chest. So if I were to have a cable here, for example, that's gonna send the items into the cable instead. And the cool thing with bonsai pots that I didn't know until recently is that they actually push their inventory into the inventory below, so you don't need any servos. So if we take a look there, things goes in here. Very, very nice. So what I think we should do in the favor of these cool cables that we've made is to just have a bunch of these, and I'm gonna remove this for now. A bunch of these impulse duct underneath here. You can do this with Ender IO cables as well, and it may actually be better because I'm not planning on having these visible. Alright, so with all those connected up, we can connect it to our main cable. Now the question is if we want to do that overground, because as you can see, these should all have a destination because they're in the storage drawers. I made sure of that much. The question is if we want to do that or pull that cable underneath. I quite frankly, I quite like having it like this. I think I like that. Oh, yes. Oh, I like that. Okay, this is a little bit fiddly to fit, but I think it's going to be worth it. Oh my goodness, that looks so good. Yes, I really, really like that. I love how that looks like a shaded top. Also, we can go ahead and break these, I should say, if we ever would need to like upgrade. I don't know why we would break them actually. That's probably never going to happen. But the point is, we can break them. And as you can see, I did go ahead and add grass into these. That makes the growth and the harvest a little bit more profitable for us. So that is absolutely awesome. And now we should, if we go down to the basement, You see all the stuff traveling through. That may actually be, I don't know if that's going to be laggy for the world here, because the trees would be harvesting a lot. That may be bad. I didn't think about that. We're going to have a lot of things traveling through there. But anyway, if we go down into the basement, we should see, I think it's over here. Yeah, we should see sticks and apples and everything in this basically go up constantly. At least if we look at, well, sticks, 11 out of 64 plus 44. Can I see that go up, please? So I'm not a liar. Don't tell me there. I guess that makes sense with the Ender IO cables though, because these are not nearest first. These are just sent to a destination. So I got to lower the priority there. I should have thought about that. These works out of priority and not anything else. So now nothing else should come in here. And we should see these items going into here. 11 plus 44, 49. There we go. 20. Yeah, we can definitely see that that's working. Fantastic. Okay. Very, very, very happy with that. So whenever I need to add a tree, I need to make sure that the yield, whatever they can create, has a destination in these drawers. So I want to put up a few paper barks and a few, well, we don't actually need string, I don't think. That's Mob Farm produced enough of string. We have 183 stacks. Okay. But I do want to produce paper, and we may want to produce a few other ones as we go along. There are loads of good trees that we can grow. So with the master cable installed in the base, I mean, so far it's only hooked up to one thing. But with this installed, there's some paper as well. With this installed, I'm feeling really good about this. This base is, oh, it's just so awesome. I really, really like it. We do need to focus on putting the storage up though. I just wanted to get a, this up because like it's super cool. And now we're ready to just install a lot of other farms wherever we want. We just connect it up there, make sure that there's storage space down here, and we should be good. But that's gonna do it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this episode. If you did, make sure to hit the like button down below, and if you're brand new, consider subscribing, and I will see you dudes in the next episode.